You guys are probably thinking, what is that, 70s headband? Yeah, no, it's light. What do I need it for? That. I have something to show you. I put the rest of the stuff underneath there. I filmed a bunch of this and the camera died, so I don't know how much you're gonna actually see. I wanted to film the whole process of putting the whole steering together so you could see it all, but I think I'm gonna be disappointed. Hopefully you won't be. If I didn't do it right and you have a bunch of questions, just email me or whatever and I'll answer them, because it's not that difficult. And I'll walk you through it if you need to on your own when you're doing it. Hold on a second. Somewhere down there, there's some steering stuff to change. In this box, oh, what's that? It's a pivot arm puller and a header gasket. Because there's some bolts right there I gotta take off. Because that whole draggy link, idler arm, that whole thing, and the tie rod ends hanging down there, yep, we're replacing it. Hold on a second. All right, let's see what's in this box. It says it's French, fragile. I know. Wow, little joke from a movie that most of you guys probably don't even remember. If you're young, you don't even know the movie. All right, that is. Oh, please. That's the pitman arm. Pitman arm with a. I got interrupted by an alarm. This is the pitman arm. There's a ball, socket. That ball goes in that socket right there, because that's the pitman arm right there, off that box, off the steering box. See it? Good. Now you know. Nice new piece. Goes like that. This doesn't wear out very much, but that other piece does. This doesn't wear out very often, but sometimes it does. If the nut's sloppy on the box, we'll deal with that. Let's see what else is in this box. Hold on. Tie rod end. As well, it is what it is. It's a tie rod end. Another tie rod end. Another tie rod end. These are outers, by the way. These will be inners. Another outer tie rod end. There's the new sleeves. They hit the ground. That idler, these are new aluminum sleeves. They're a little bit different. This is the new update with these nuts, by the way. This is updated way, way better than that old collar. Nuts, collar, aluminum, fun, nuts, whatever. All right, let's go to the map. Okay, that is a pitman arm puller, and that is a pitman arm, and that is the nut still on there because I don't have the socket, but you get the general idea. That drives that thing off. And then we just slide it on because it has 4 concentric keys. It has 4 keys in there. That shaft will have slots in it, and this pitman arm has 4 spots it can be in, 4 nuts. And you just slide them on what do they call those things? King spline? No, something like that, like master spline or whatever. It's a king spline, or it's basically a spline that's missing, or it's 2 splines or something. Anyway, it's how you key it so it doesn't get funny. Yeah, see, this front end is still in really good shape. Yeah, see, this car's not that rusty. Floors are good. This rocker's eaten, but the floor is good. The frame's good. It's really not that bad. Oops. Headers. Oh, sidetracked. Anyway, I gotta find a socket for that because I don't think I have a socket that'll yank that off. It's too big. And I gotta get to the adjuster on top of the box, which means these headers gotta come off. Oh, that's what those header collector gaskets are for. Yeah, and I also bought some paint for these because, yeah, if I don't take care of those, that's gonna be bad. All right. Let me find a socket. Let me figure out what I'm doing. This might happen tomorrow. Let me find a socket. Hold on. I'll let you know. Well, that stopped that right in the tracks. I don't have the nut for that. I don't have a socket to fit that nut. All right, everybody. Do you see these? See a line right there? See a line right there? See how this isn't? That's because on your inner tie rods, these are standard threads. On your outer tie rods, they're reverse threads. So when you spin this, this thing can grow and shrink, and this can grow and shrink as you spin these. You can count the flats, this being a flat of a nut. Flat, 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 whatever. So I set them up where they are equal distance. And you can cheat. Here's a cheat code. You take your old one off, and if your car was aligned or the toe was set somewhat close, all you gotta do is make it exactly the same as that. It isn't rocket appliances, kids. This piece fits that old piece. It's got 4 main splines. You see them in there? The box does too. So this only goes on when you take the nut off. You have to kick it all the way to the passenger side anyway to be able to get your pitman arm on there, your puller on there. So take it all the way to the passenger side. Don't worry about your box. Undo the nut. Pull the pitman arm off. Take the idler off. Hang the idler back on. You can run it down if you want to. Bend that sucker where it goes. Slide in the splines. Remember, it's all the way to that side. Hook it up there. Put the nut on. Tighten the box. Bring it back up. And you can center your box back up. All right. Back to the map. Let's go back under. Ooh, there's them Willwoods. And you know what? They stop good. All right. So, hold on. There's a light should be in here somewhere. Hold on. There it is. Okay. See this right here? So that Zerk ended up being plugged from the factory. I was having trouble getting this full of grease, and it actually covered it, and it made me mad. So I pulled it off. Yep, there's zip ties there because I ruined that gasket pulling it apart the last time. So all I did was I pulled the pin, wound this thing off, and if you're keen-eyed this time, you'll see I sunk it in there. Well, I wanted to set more spring pressure in there, so I cranked it out, pulled the piston out, filled it full of that Lucas Red high temp stuff, put the piston back in, make sure it was clocked the right way, of course, put the push rod on, the spring, and then ran this back in and put the pin in. I cranked it down as far as I could go, and then I backed it off just a hair to make it lock in here, and I'm so far in, but I got some tension in it now, and now the ball feels really tight in here. Like this, it really tightened the steering up a lot, and these new joints and this new coupler is the way it's at. And like I said before, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a line here and there's a line here. These are left-handed threads, and this is right-handed thread. So you loosen the jam nut up, turn this however many flats you want to adjust side to side, and it runs them both in and out as you do it. So it's fun. It's just a replacement from the other original setup. It's just but this is an updated collar is all. Same, and there's the brakes. They work pretty good. I was gonna pull the exhaust, do the exhaust gasket for that header, but I'm not gonna. Instead, we're going surfing. Yep, that's right, tomorrow morning. Gosh, look at the offset on that, so much better. I got the toe, I didn't end up stringing it like I was going to because when I set it down, it was really close by eyeball. So, because I had the car close before, and I ended up losing just 3/8 in each side. So I grew the tie rods out 3/8 because of the nuts on the other spacers, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to know all the technical stuff. Yeah, she fired right up, went around the block. It was great. 4-speed. It stops and steers and rolls and doesn't have its weird pull. When I used to hit the brake, it would kind of like drift. Now it's, when I let off the brake, it's not kind of holding itself and then going, which is what it used to do because some weird, I don't know, it was loading something funny. Anyway, I think this tire has a leak. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is gonna get fixed. I got some patching to do, which is fine. But in the meantime, those are going in the trash. They're gross, actually. I used to think those things, never mind. Side topic, ADD, whatever. Surfing, we're going surfing. Yep. I gotta get a safety. Yeah, tomorrow. She's hitting the road tomorrow. I gotta test drive it. I gotta make sure the brakes work and see how it steers and all that stuff. And I have to fine tune and tinker. I just have to. I have to get on. I have to take my wrench with me and my yoga mat and crawl underneath there and. Oh yeah, because I can tell you that I can make this work because I can feel it. I cannot do technical stuff. This thing here and editing, all that kind of stuff, I can't do that very well. No, bad. So if this gets out there and you get any information at all, I'm stoked. I'm super happy. So I hope you enjoyed the show. This one anyway. The next thing we're gonna do is, I don't know. It has a bad exhaust leak. I want to do that about some header paint for it. I should save those headers, so that might be the next thing I do. I need to actually make a core support, a real one. I need to put 2 fans on instead of that 116 because I like running this car hot. But in the hot summer, if I like to, play with the pulley diameter and increase the boost, she has a tendency to not get hot, but she's fine. I want to give it as much of a chance as I can because I ruined that radiator by poking holes in it. And so this poor girl, gosh, it's a good looking car. Man, that sucking those tires in gave this thing a whole new look, didn't it? Man, that looks proper. Anyway, I digress. Man, I'm in love again. Ooh, aloha. Thanks, Tim.